Purchasing jewelry tools can be an overwhelming task, not only knowing exactly what tools to buy, but trying to keep control of your costs. In this video, I'll show you 50 tool substitutes, tips, and tricks to help you stretch your limited jewelry tool budgets. I'm Greg Greenwood, and welcome to my studio. Most beginning students, which included all of us, have very limited budgets. It is important to purchase quality tools, and I recommend that you buy the best tools that you can afford. But there are tools and tricks that can be substitutes that work well, helping you keep within your budgets. I've divided the jewelry making process into 6 areas where you can make substitutions. I'll show you the average retail prices and the budget prices for the substitutions. At the end of the video, we'll add up all your savings and you will be surprised. Let's take a look. A vise is a must in the jewelry studio. You can start with a small, inexpensive bench vise that can be clamped or screwed onto your bench. Finding a used vise at a thrift store or a rummage sale can be cleaned up very easily. Bench pins are tools that we use every day. They come in all different shapes and sizes, and they can be a bit pricey. You can make your own with any type of wood in any shape. An inexpensive way to hold them onto your bench is with a simple screw or a C-clamp. Engraving balls are wonderful tools to hold your pieces, but they are very expensive. There are less expensive substitutes. This holder I purchased for less than $25. I made this engraving ball substitute with a wooden deck post top. I cut a slot in it to accommodate ring shanks. Thermal lock can be used to hold any shape of metal or bezel for stone setting. The homemade inexpensive sandbag makes a great holder for this engraving ball substitute and many other tools. Thermal lock and jet set are thermoplastic fixturing materials that can be heated and molded into any shape to hold your pieces on many different surfaces. They are a little expensive, but they can be reheated and remolded many times, making them a good value. Here, the thermal lock and jet set are used on a dowel, great for setting bezels and holding silver pieces for filing. This wacky substitute is a chair roller caster with thermal lock. Hold it in a bench vise and it's nice and flexible. Beeswax is a material used in many areas of jewelry making. Here it is used on a small stick used for holding a stone to be set. Sticky positioning wax is also a substitute that can work alongside beeswax. A tube cutting jig is for holding tubes to be sawed into small pieces. A substitute for a tube holding jig is to drill holes in the side of your bench pin. The bench pin will hold your tubing solid to be sawed. An anvil is an essential tool in the jewelry studio, but are very expensive. You can use a bench block, any piece of flat steel, or you can make an anvil using a piece of railroad track. T-stakes are very important tools for forming metal. As you progress in your jewelry career, you will learn which stakes work best for your projects. In the meantime, you can use substitutes. These 2 common T-stake shapes can be made from wood and make acceptable substitutes for many forming jobs. This railroad track spike has been polished and makes a wonderful forming stake. A simple common bolt can be polished and used also. A metal hook hanger can be used as a smooth curved forming stake. This trailer hitch ball is nice and hard and can be very useful to form round or domed shapes. Going to a junkyard or metal recycling yard is an inexpensive way to find rods, angle irons, and odd pieces of metal that you can use in your studio. I've used angle iron to retrofit my fold forming vise. Super inexpensive. Hardwood blocks are always helpful in the jewelry studio and are very easy to find and are very inexpensive. Dapping blocks are very useful tools in the jewelry studio. A good substitute is an inexpensive wooden dapping block. A wooden block with holes drilled in it works for making domes. You can even make tools out of the thermal lock and jet set. Here is a dapping tool or dome stake made from jet set. An inexpensive wire bending jig can be made from a simple block of wood with drilled holes and any sized pegs. A cheap drill bit set is an excellent source for a variety of mandrel sizes for jump rings. Knitting needles can be mandrels for jump rings or curved wires. Are you having a hard time holding a wire to make jump rings? Make a simple wood wire holder with a hole. Texturing is an exciting method to give your jewelry projects interest. There are hundreds of expensive types of hammers and texturing tools that are on the market. Save your money. You have access to free texturing tools that are in your home right now. Look in your junk drawer. You'll be surprised how many things can make textures. Check out my video, 12 free hidden jewelry tools and textures. I have a link to that video in the description. Have fun! Forging, planishing, chasing, and rawhide hammers are essential hammers and mallets in the jewelry studio. They can be expensive, but you can purchase less expensive substitutes at hardware stores, rummage sales, and auctions. These hammers may have different names, but they do the same job. Try restoring old and worn hammers. It's fun to give new life to a tire-load hammer. Check out my video, Hammer Hygiene, from Pitted to Polish. There's a link in the description. If you're going to be soldering, you are going to need a pickle pot. Commercial pickle pots are available, but used crock pots with lids from a thrift store are cheap and work perfectly. When you put very small pieces in the pickle, sometimes they get lost. You can make a nice strainer cup using a PVC cap and simply drill some holes in it. You can make inexpensive pickle solution from citric acid or vinegar and salt. An annealing pan with pumice stone works perfect for annealing your project pieces. Commercial annealing pans run a wide range of prices. Here's an old cast iron frying pan that I've used for over 40 years. I put it on a Lazy Susan turntable purchased at a hardware store. An even more inexpensive turntable can be found at any thrift store. A charcoal block holder with a turntable is very handy when soldering. You can purchase them in almost any shape and size, but can be expensive. You can find a mini turntable at any hardware store. I fabricated a metal box using scrap sheet metal that can hold charcoal or any other soldering block. Soldering picks are very important for soldering your projects. The blue one is a titanium pick which I recommend. They're a little pricey, but well worth it. Good substitutes are homemade steel picks and dental tools, which can be free from your dentist. I made this flux brush holder out of a simple wire and a large washer. Many jewelers like to hold their projects for soldering with tweezers. Here are 6 ideas for holding your tweezers to the front of your bench. Polishing wheels and machines can be extremely expensive, especially if you're going to use a dust collection unit. You may consider starting out with an inexpensive grinding motor or any used motor. A buffing wheel or mop can be attached to the grinding motor shaft. A shallow pan with soapy water will help collect the dust and dirt coming off the polishing wheel. Not a perfect substitute for a dust collection unit, but will go a long way to keep your polishing area clean. A temporary substitute for a polishing machine can be an electric drill. A buff or mop held together with a bolt and washer chucked up in the drill is satisfactory. Your flexible shaft, of course, is a great polishing machine. Sometimes you may want it to be more secure so you can use two hands to hold your projects. I've made a simple wood holding jig with wing nuts to hold the flexible shaft handpiece in position. Polishing buffs and mops from time to time need to be raked or cleaned and refaced. Here is a commercial rake. You can make a substitute using an old hacksaw blade bent around and simply taped to a handle. Emery sticks are extremely helpful in sanding and polishing your projects. You can make an unlimited supply of shapes and sizes for only the cost of the emery cloth and paper. Super small emery sticks can be made using ice cream sticks and gluing the emery paper to them. You can even split the sticks after gluing and make even smaller emery sticks. Thanks, Andy, for your tip. Polishing compound sticks can be made from scrap pieces of leather glued to a paint stick. You can make your own split mandrels very easily using brass rods or even wooden dowels. Cotton string is an inexpensive and easy way to polish hard-to-reach areas on your projects. Rub polishing compound on the tight string. Rub your project back and forth for a great polish. Burnishers are fantastic budget polishing tools. Free dental tools make burnishing in tight and tiny spots a breeze. Check out my video, Silver Jewelry, Can't Polish It? Burnish It. A link is in the description. A substitute for a file card is using a simple stiff brush. You can make file cleaners and scrapers from brass sheet and forged brass rods. Ultrasonic cleaners are great for cleaning your projects. Commercial ultrasonic cleaners can be very expensive, but if you look in thrift stores and secondhand stores, you'll find some home ultrasonic jewelry cleaners at very reasonable prices. Making hooks to hold your jewelry pieces in an ultrasonic cleaner is super inexpensive by taking plastic-coated paper clips and turning them into hooks. Toothbrushes are a nice tool for cleaning polishing compounds off your jewelry. Look in thrift stores for used electric toothbrushes. They can be extremely helpful and fun to use. Burr Life is an excellent lubrication for your saw blades, burrs, and grinders. You can save a few dollars by using an old candle or beeswax. Burrs and flexible shaft accessories definitely need to be organized. Commercial holders have some high prices though. A block of wood with holes drilled in it works very well and costs you nothing. Drilled pieces of wood can also be used for many of your tools and accessories. PVC pipes make neat organized file holders. As you can see, there are many budget-saving substitutions and tips that you can use to help stretch your budgets. Let's add up and compare the average retail prices to the budget prices and see how much you could save. Wow! Even just using a few of these substitutions can save you hundreds of dollars. Remember, purchase the best tools that you can afford, but when you need to stretch your budget, there are great substitutions that will help you meet your budgeting goals. If you have any substitutions that you would like to share, please let me know in the comments and I can pass them on to others. Looking forward to seeing them. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any of my new videos. Check out my website, greggreenwoodjewelry.com. I'm Greg Greenwood, and I'll see you next time.